about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome to the show. I hope you all are having an amazing day, and we're excited to be coming together, joining with you as we talk about fall. This is a time in the States where we're going through seasonal transitions and we're starting to go back to school, and that's affecting the rhythms of the family. It's affecting traffic on the road. And some people are excited and embracing the change, and others I'm finding are a little bit frazzled as they're adjusting, switching from the summer momentum that they had or flow or rest that they had into this new season. And so we wanted to have a time to connect and really talk about the fall, but not just about the season, but how do we actually find our balance in it? So we're not being pulled one direction or the other, feeling frazzled or frustrated or like things are running us or resentful of the shift and the change and the momentum and energy, but we're actually finding peace and presence and our balance so that we're very centered and living in a purposeful way around our energy, around our habits, those things that we do in our life, that we're doing it in a mindful way, in a thoughtful way, in a purposeful way, so that as we transition into the season, we take the opportunity to calibrate, to find our own unique balance in this season. And I like to look at it as falling into balance, that we're naturally discovering how to be in this space in a way and in an energy that is supportive of us, instead of finally trying to arrive perfectly and pushing ourselves to find this thing called balance, only to tip off the scale again and not be in that balance, and it becomes this wrestling type of frustrating energy. I want us to instead take a deep breath and discover our unique balance, that we can actually fall into it in a more natural way. And guess what? It doesn't have to be limited to the fall, but it's a great opportunity when we go through these seasonal changes to check in, to see if are we in balance? Is this how we're wanting to be in this next season, in this next time frame? Are we doing it in a way that's in alignment with who we are now and who we want to be? And I do celebrate that you're here with all of us today, because that to me says this is important to you. Balance and finding that rhythm that works powerfully for you is important to you. So much so that you're willing to carve out time for you, which is so crucial. We need to take time to celebrate. We need to take time to calibrate. We need to take time to nourish ourselves, to be fed into. And as I'm saying that word need, it's not that you have to do this kind of energy. It's that as people, as humans, we, I believe, have this need. Just like we need air and food, we also need nourishment on an energetic level, so that we can go out into the world at the vibrational level and be who we want to be out there. And I'm excited to have so many of you leaning into that, leaning into you, really willing to put yourself in the center there, so that when you go back out into the world, you're doing it in a purposeful way. You're living your life on purpose and with purpose in a balanced way. So this season isn't running you, but it's supporting you actually in how you want to be. And I'm really excited to have our guest experts today. They will help you on an energy level, on a habit level, those things that we do every day to find that balance for you that's supportive of not only the season, but the seasons in life that we go through. And this fall season is a wonderful time to check in, take a breath together, and lean in to those tools and wisdom that will support you in discovering your unique balance and how to harness that and stay in that place as the seasonal changes come forth in our lives. So let's breathe that in together. Beautiful, that big belly breath where we breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. Those of you who are driving, please, please, please stay safe. Eyes on the road, both hands on the wheel, no texting and driving, but just inwardly tune in as we connect and share with you today. Those of you who are able to, I encourage you to put both feet on the ground, sit back in your chair, feeling it support you. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head. Take another big belly breath. As you breathe out, close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. Beautiful. One more big breath. As we become present, heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit, so that we can listen inwardly. And what I'd like you to sit with and think about is, what is it that you need today? What is it that pulled you towards the show that you're looking for today that will support you in your unique balance? What is it you need today and are willing to receive? Because there's a willingness there. What is it that you need that will be supportive to you? The answer can come in a memory, in a picture, in a word, a sound, or bubbling up in our spirit. There's so many different ways we can receive information. I invite you to receive whatever it is that you need today. And then come back into the room, open up your eyes. One more big breath. Beautiful. And I encourage you to actually write down what it is that you need today. It's so easy to get distracted, to forget, to not be fully present in that. But if we can keep it top of mind, actively on the lookout for it and willing to receive it, it's a lot easier to find it when we know what we're looking for and to recognize it when it's right there in front of us and receive it. So I encourage you to be on the active lookout for what it is that you need today. And we're going to go around our virtual room here, and I'm going to ask each of my guests to share if they had something placed upon their heart when we went in and listened to our heart. Vicki, did you have anything placed upon your heart you wanted to share with us today?
Well, I did, Rebecca. When you were talking about falling into balance, and I was sort of feeling that sense of release that you were talking about as we sort of move into this new season, I was really feeling like one of the things that really matters to me is connection. So it feels like an important time to connect with you and Michael Anne and with all of the listeners, to feel like there's a kind of a virtual community here that is all about how do we best care for ourselves as we move forward with whatever our intentions are. So I was just feeling connection and, and so happy to be with the two of you here, as well as all of our listeners.
Well, I'm excited to have you joining us, and I found that echo in my spirit, that connection and community that we get to have together. What a rich opportunity and experience to share with our listeners and each other. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. And Michael Anne, how about you? Did you have something placed upon your heart? Nope, Michael Anne.
I love the way I love the way you say that. Placed upon my heart, and I just putting my hand on my heart right now, and I just feel so centered and calm just listening to your voice, Rebecca. The other piece for me is one of my favorite things to do is to breathe. And breathing is one of the things that happens automatically that we can also influence. And so when I breathe, I love to feel the movement of my breath. And right now I can just feel it in my back against the chair where I'm sitting. And it helps me to feel that connection that Vicki is talking about, connection to myself.
I love that, the deep breath of really leaning into that, really feeling it and where it's communicating within your body, being fully connected with yourself. And I always picture the breath mingling with each other's in a sense where we're breathing in and connecting with each other on that level, as well as it connecting on a cellular level with our bodies. So I love, love, love that.
Lovely.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing. And listeners, we are going into our first break here. And what I encourage you to do during this break is to stay present. Don't run off and try to cross things off your to-do list. Really stay present, listening to what's being spoken upon your heart and spirit. Carve out these 2 minutes for you. And when we come back, we're going to start supporting you and empowering you on how to really fall into balance in your energy and your habits. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Voice America Women. Your passion starts here.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to empowering women, transforming lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you took the opportunity to spend those 2 minutes listening, feeling your breath, feeling the connection that we are having with you and that we have respectively with each other. I find it so rejuvenating when I really feel into that and carve out that time to breathe and listen. And then I'm able to go forward in a much more centered and grounded and purposeful way. And it just takes 30 seconds, 90 seconds, 2 minutes. And I want you to know we actually have these moments built throughout the show just for you. You're going to find a couple more of these 2-minute moments where you can lean in, breathe, listen, process real time what's being shared with you on the show, as well as within your spirit, so that you actually have the opportunity real time to breathe, listen, integrate while you're here with us fully present. So if you didn't get a moment to take advantage of those 2 minutes, you'll have another opportunity. I encourage it. And we'll look forward to you breathing that in and connecting with us powerfully throughout the show, as well as in those 2-minute moments. Well, what we like to do now, we're going to transition and talk with one of our guest experts. And this expert I actually am so privileged to have known both of our guests for a number of years, and it's been an honor to walk beside them in all the amazing work that they do. They have blessed and enriched my life. And Vicki, our first guest expert that we're going to be talking to, has this amazing gift and talent around harnessing the energy of the season. You're going to feel that as she shares with you. You got to hear a little bit of her heart in our opening segment. Let me share a little bit of her formal background. She is a talk radio show host, author of The Way of Joy, a speaker, a workshop leader, theater performer, producer of sold-out events, and these are shows that have been produced across the country. I've been to them. They're amazing and transformational. She's also in the Hall of Fame in martial arts for her 40-plus years experience in teaching Chi practices. She is passionate about helping us discover that joy is our birthright. It is the fuel and key to living a satisfied and successful life. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing and powerful Vicki Dello Joio. Welcome! Yay!
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Beautiful.
And I don't know if you can feel it because I know you're sensitive to energy, but listeners, in case you can't, my arms are up and open as I'm welcoming her to the show with open arms and excitement.
And open, receiving that welcome with a lot of enjoyment. Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. Now, Vicki, I love starting with why this work about helping people in this way, particularly tapping into their joy as their birthright. Why is that personally so important to you?
I think that personally, for me, I grew up extremely shy, extremely sort of withdrawn, and people have a hard time believing that now because I'm on stage so often and sometimes in front of a very large group of people. I found that when I started to work with joy, which, by the way, at some point when I was in my 30s, I realized it was my name. Dello Joio means of joy. I thought, well, there's a legacy to it. Victoria, right? Vicki is, victory of joy. I was like, well, what does victory of joy look like? I began to really think about when babies are first born, they have a lot of joy. And I for me, what I realized is I really wanted to go back to that level of embracing life. So when I talk about joy, I'm not talking just about happy, 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 or something that's relatively shallow in terms of, whole life, but more about the embrace of whatever life brings us, particularly in this season as we move into fall. So for me, the bottom line why is that it's what has helped me step up, step out, raise the energy of people around me, and I want to see people do that all across the globe. I'd love to see a whole paradigm shift of how we exist with one another. That's encapsulated.
I love it, and I love that it's your name, that you have this legacy, in a sense, a birthright, so to speak, of bringing this to the world, and you said yes and leaned into that, and it's become your passion, your calling, and the work that you do in the world. Thank you for sharing that. I love it.
And it's helped me deal with that sense of shyness or withdrawn part of the part that, grew up into a world that was difficult. I had sort of a difficult childhood to be able to bust through the things that would keep me hidden and really step out. And I just want that for all of us. I just think it's so liberating. And it also is, I know when I'm around people like you who've done that, it's such a gift to the world.
It is that willingness to share our joy and to shine. And you're right, it does help us step through some of that shyness or things that can hold us back. Love it, love it, love it. Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of fall, as we're talking about falling into balance, what would you say that this season of fall can teach us? How can it support us, or what does it have to teach us around balance?
I love that question because, I'm coming from a traditional Chinese medicine practice background. So when I think about that in terms of the Qigong, which is a Chinese martial art for healing, when we talk about fall, what we're talking about is, the trees are losing their leaves, things are becoming bare, things are becoming more contracted, energy is pulling in. So I think that it's really important to be able to learn how to embrace that contraction, that place where we can go to inner reflection, particularly because we tend to live in a culture which is saying, it's like you were saying at the beginning of this program, it's sharpened pencils time, right? Kids are going to school, things are starting up, businesses are rearing back up again after the summer. But in truth, in nature, the opposite is happening. There's a pulling in. So it's really important to be able to understand the nature of fall to be able to really ride this.
I love that because I think so often we can just add things to our plate, say yes, 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 and now it's fall, let's add some more. And we don't stop and perhaps take some things off too because the plate is only so big. And what a beautiful example we have in the season in nature of, going within, being deliberate, contracting, and spending some time in reflection around all of that. I love that.
Well, exactly. And Michael Anne was talking a little earlier about breath and, her love for really doing some intentional breathing. This season in Chinese medicine is related to the lungs. And the lungs, so, breath is the perfect theme for Michael Anne to have brought up. And the lungs in Chinese medicine hold the emotion of sadness or grief because of letting go. So when you're talking about things full on your plate, there's certain things that we need to let go of and be in that. And when you move energy through the lungs, say with deep breathing or intentional breathing, you can shift that sense of grief or loss into courage. So that's what they teach us in this particular system. So it's a beautiful time to just, when you're sort of discerning, my plate's too full, what am I letting go of, to really focus on the breath as a way to get there and to be able to make wise choices.
Beautiful. I love that because you're right. I can at least, when my plate, I recognize it's too full, I can start to feel pressure. I've got to do something. And what a beautiful piece of information to know I can actually sink in a sense into my breath and breathe through it, instead of feeling like it's running me or this heavy weight to carry. Thank you for sharing that about the lungs. I appreciate knowing that. Now, I know that you have put together an amazing gift for us today, and I wanted to give you a moment to share with our listeners a little bit about what you wanted to make available to them.
Well, one of the things that you said in the intro is that I teach qigong, or that I teach the system called the Way of Joy, which is based on Taoist practices. And rather than get into the esoterics of that, what I wanted to offer people as a gift, is what are the foundations? What are the things that underpin how you move energy, so that if you're having a hard time, you're in resistance, you're dealing with grief and loss at this time of year, or if you're frustrated and angry, or whatever it might be, how do you pivot that and shift it? And so what I wanted to offer is some free short videos that you can watch in 10 to 15 minutes or less, but that give you some physical, foundational things you can do. Physical meaning embodied, things you can do in your body to be able to be in that state, to be able to move energy in the ways in which you want. So whether it's shifting out of something that feels draining to something positive, or whether it's simply you're feeling positive already, you want to direct your energy in a certain way, what are there's three basic things that you can do physically that will change everything if you allow yourself to do them.
Beautiful. And I love that you've created videos, because some of us are visual learners. Some of us need to do it with you, and others of us need to hear. And doing videos like that, we can rewind, we can work on it again, and start to feel it in our body as you're guiding us through. So thank you for making that generous gift available to our listeners.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I hope people enjoy it.
And listeners, I will let you know towards the end of the show, because we don't want to lose any time that we have with you. But I want to make sure you stay on through the end of the show, because we've got some great tips we're going to be sharing with you. And I will let you know how to access Vicki's amazing gift to support you in this season. So as we get ready to go to our next break here, I want you to spend some time breathing, as we've been talking about, and really carve out these 2 minutes for you to breathe in, listen, process some of what Vicki has shared with you today as we're feeling into the season and finding our balance as you move into this fall season. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
This is the Voice America Women's Channel, where your success is limitless.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Age with Attitude TV is for the woman who does not see her future as a nice little old lady, but rather she sees herself living a bold, juicy, kick-ass second half. Now, if this is the life you want for your second 50, then Age with Attitude TV is for you. You'll find stories to inspire you, plus money and metabolism tips that really work. Check it all out at agewithattitude.tv. Presented by Jan Rose Distel. Find us on voiceamerica.tv. And remember, it's never too late to create a life you love.
Relationship issues? Anxious? Parenting challenges? No more. Learn to live your best life. Tune into Straight Talk with top therapist, relationship, and anxiety expert Sandra Reish. Learn to transform your challenges into effective solutions. Whether it's relationships, parenting, anxiety, or other traps, Sandra will show you how you can live the life of your dreams. Listen live every Thursday afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Health and Wellness Channel.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Tune in for Suzanne Ross and Lighten Up TV, evolutionary wellness for the body, mind, and spirit. Each episode features Suzanne and her amazing guests, including inspirational authors, speakers, wellness experts, and spiritual guides. This series is focused on achieving total well-being so that you can live well and love life. Visit lightenuptv.net to find out more. Lighten Up TV is presented by the Awakening Center, a nonprofit for those seeking a higher way of living and being. Don't miss out on living your best life now. Go to lightenuptv.net today.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you took the opportunity to breathe, really feel it in your body, feel it in your lungs as we're reflecting on this season and thinking about the things that are on our plate, the things that we're saying yes to, and honoring, as Vicki was sharing with us so beautifully, that contraction of the season that is going on. And yet in society, there can be so much of a push and a pull forward to do more and rev up and ramp up. So really honoring some of that contraction of the season and, in a sense, harnessing that. And part of where we can process, particularly when we have too much on our plate, is through our breath. So I want to encourage you throughout our show to keep breathing and receiving all that we are sharing with you, and release those things that you are wanting to release. So that as you go forth after our show, you're going forth in a purposeful way, on purpose, into the season in a way that is balanced and supporting of you. So welcome back as we transition into our next expert discussion with the amazing Michael Anne Conley. And Michael Anne and I have been friends and colleagues for quite a few years, and I love the work that she does. I know you're going to enjoy her sense of humor, her loving approach as we talk about habits. So she is a private consultant, speaker, habit change expert with over 30 years of experience helping clients come to a place of empowerment. She is passionate about helping women take those next steps to break free from self-defeating habits. And I'm going to add, and shine. Please warmly welcome the amazing Michael Anne Conley to the show. Welcome. Arms up. We're excited to have you. Yay.
Okay, I'm good at following orders. Arms up. Welcome to the show. Hi, everybody.
Welcome, Michael Anne. Excited to have you here today, and so appreciate your sharing in the opening segment about how you really feel into your breath, and that's one of your favorite things to do. And I love that you've built that into your life, and what a beautiful habit to make part of what you do. Love it, love it, love it. But I wanted to ask you the why question. Why is it personally so important to you to help women in this way, to really help them step forward, break free from those habits that aren't serving them? Why is that personally so important to you?
Well, it really is a big subject, because that saying of we're all creatures of habit, it really, being human is to be a habit-driven kind of dynamic. And I know that when I was younger, I had developed habits that were really creating a lot of unhappiness for me. Vicki talked about being withdrawn. And for me, I was angry. And I realized it wasn't helping me get where I wanted to be in life and feel how I wanted to feel.
Hmm.
So there was a lot of pain for me.
And it sounds like when you're able to shift the habits that were bringing that unhappiness, that it created a shift in your life. Is that fair to say, or how would you say it?
Well, for me, I would say the shift that it really took was a switch. And, well, Vicki and I would both agree that we are whole human beings. And that in our culture, we tend to compartmentalize. I don't know if that's like too big a word, but that we tend to separate and silo the different aspects of ourselves. And so I was really oriented towards thinking and psychologically understanding myself. And I think a lot of us are that way. And so that switch was, that isn't helping me move forward. What does tend to help me is contacting myself physically. And that is what the shift was for me in, I can do something. It's almost like it's easier to shift something in my body than it is to shift something in my mind.
Mm-hmm. I love that in it. And so much of it sounds like it was bringing all of you together. So your physical body, your spiritual body, your thought body, just when you were able to bring all of that together, and one affects the other. So sometimes I find this for myself. Sometimes if I need an energy shift, if I go for a walk, that'll help me do it versus trying to just do it in my thoughts. I find when I can bring all of me in, it's easier to shift and change my feelings for the day, my emotion, my energy, and even my perspective.
Yes. So, and actually, walking is a very good example. So we're talking about falling into balance. And when you were saying that a minute ago, I thought, falling forward. Walking is managed falling. When we learn to walk physically, when you go out for that walk, you are actually managing falling so that you don't fall, but you're moving forward. And that is a physical act. And so it has an effect on our entire system.
So if I can, because I want to really tap into some of your expertise around habits. And so we've used an example of breath. We've used an example of walking and having movement that we're doing in the physical body to transition. What are some ways that we can build habits in or release habits that are not serving, particularly in this fall season, to help us find balance?
I think the first thing for me is to tap into when I find that I am doing something over again, repeating, and that phrase, there I go again, which can shift into what I notice is a lot of women go into what's wrong with me or what am I doing wrong. And to shift that attention into how am I in myself right now? Where do I feel myself? What's happening physically? And that stops the habit of thinking and shifts me into the present and into now. And it doesn't have to mean any kind of big movement. It's just tapping in. And so that's where I start with the breath. I start with noticing the movement of my breath and slowing things down.
And it sounds like becoming present as well.
Yes.
Is part of that. Great.
Yes, I would say that's what present is. To be present is to be in yourself and not rattling around in the mental cage about what happened 5 minutes ago and what's going to go on tomorrow.
Yes. And I know that you have put together an amazing gift, and listeners, if this is the first time you're joining us, I ask my guests to give a gift so that as you go forth, as you go back out into the world, you're doing it in a supported way. We want to fill you up to overflowing in our time together, but we also want to give you something that you can take with you as you go back out into the world that can support you. And that's the heart of these gifts. And Vicki shared about her gift earlier. I'm going to ask Michael Anne here in just a moment to share about her gift, but I want you to feel in and really see these are gifts to support you on your journey in life. It is not a solo journey. We are here cheering you on, supporting you, and finding your balance, and want to give you gifts and tools to support you in that very thing. These are true gifts to help you be all that you want to be in balance in your energy and in your habits. So with that, Michael Anne, do you mind sharing the gift that you have lovingly prepared for our amazing listeners today?
Absolutely. I am so excited. I have a new audio recording, and it's inviting you to awaken to inner peace within yourself. And I call it a new solution for your old habits. And it is an incredible exercise in grounding yourself and being present.
I love it. When you were announcing a new recording, I wanted to do a little drum roll to lead into it. So I'm very excited to announce this amazing recording to really help you in such a powerful way. So thank you, Michael Anne, for making that available to our listeners today. And listeners, we are getting ready to go to our next amazing 2-minute moment. So here's your options. 1, you can stay present, processing, breathing, feeling into what is being shared with you, heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit. Or if you're wanting to take action, those gifts, the one that Vicki shared, the videos, or the gift that Michael Anne shared, would be supportive of you and you're ready to take action, then I want to let you know where to go. You can go to Radio Gifts, and that's plural, radiogifts.net, and you'll enter your name and email address so we can stay in touch, and then scroll down to today's date, which is Tuesday the 23rd, and you are able to open up those amazing gifts from Michael Anne and Vicki. You'll see a description there again so that you have the details. Again, that's Radio Gifts, plural, .net, because it's a net full of amazing gifts, radiogifts.net, to support you. But make sure to come back. We've got some exciting tips and information we're going to share with you in just a couple minutes. So we'll talk to you in just a moment.
The Voice America Women's Channel.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
The Ugly Awkward Dance Show is designed to help you move through those ugly, awkward, and uncomfortable life experiences. You know what we're talking about. Did you know that each challenge brings a gift? Once you've figured that out, even the toughest challenge almost becomes fun. Each program includes engaging guests who talk about what they've overcome, as well as a mindful movement exercise to help you move through your emotional blocks. Yes, there will be awkward dancing too. Visit theuglyawkwarddanceshow.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com and make the most of an incredible life transformation. The Voice America Women's Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoy that 2-minute moment, all for you. And if you didn't get a chance to reach out and say yes to those gifts, I wanted to let you know again how to access those. You go to Radio Gifts, and that's plural with an S, radiogifts.net. Scroll down to today's date. You're actually going to see some gifts from me as well. So I encourage you to lean into those that are supportive of you. Make sure to check out Michael Anne and Vicki Dello Joio's amazing gifts. They are here to support you, particularly as we are falling into balance in our energy, our health, I would add as well, and our habits. And I wanted to take a moment, as we're all connected here, to share a couple of announcements with all of you. I feel, as Vicki shared in the beginning, and we talked about this connection, this community virtually, and I wanted to share a couple things with you. So number one, this is actually the Women's Channel's birthday today. Our television and radio channel, All for Women, was opened up 1 year ago today. So I celebrate the 1-year anniversary of this amazing channel with all of you. Thank you for being part of it. Yay! Wonderful. The time goes so quickly. And then secondly, we are actually getting ready to launch a television network. Our HG Media Productions will be launching an entire, we're so excited, television network starting on January 1st. So we're going to send announcements out and we'll stay in touch with you about that. And our vision is to bring and continue to bring transformational programming to the world. And we're excited and honored to be doing that on a larger and larger scale. And Voice America is absolutely going to be part of that journey as they're helping us on the technology side so we can really focus on the vision and bringing those programs and programming to the world to make a positive difference. So we're very excited about that. And then the third announcement, because 3 is my favorite number, so I like to do 3 announcements. Our new book, if you've been listening to the show for a little while, you've heard some of our amazing interviews with our authors. So our new book, Come Out of Hiding and Shine, all capital letters, arms out as we're sharing about that, up and out, will be released starting the last week of September. So I just wanted to give you the update on that, to be watching for that. And we're going to have a super special prize for people that are wanting to lean into that tool. We're very excited about that book and being able to share it with all of you. So those are my official announcements. And then I asked my guests behind the scenes if they would share a few more tips with you. As we are coming to the close of our show, what are some things that you, our amazing listeners, can take forth with you as you're falling into balance? And they both leaned in and said yes, and I felt energetically like they had big smiles. They were leaning forward and excited to share with you. And so Vicki was going to share about boundaries. and why these are so important for your business and your balance. Vicki, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Rebecca. Yes, so when I think about balance, it really feels critical to look at how do we do boundaries. And particularly for those listeners who are women, sometimes we tend to go towards caretaking and we don't establish boundaries in a way that necessarily serves us first. We don't put the oxygen mask on our own self first. So one of the free gifts is, and actually it's an energetic exercise, something that you can do very simple. You can learn it in less than a minute, that actually increases your boundaries. Now, when I say boundaries, I'm really talking about I am as opposed to you can't. I'm not talking about barriers where you're trying to push something else away or reject or anything like that, but really to bulk up the I amness that allows you then to express your heart, to be able to step out and shine, using your language, Rebecca, to be able to really be in your power from a place that is a place where you know that as you feed yourself, you're also feeding other people. So balance, staying in balance, requires that discernment of knowing what is it that feeds me and what is it that drains me.
I love that. I'm just breathing that in with you because I think there are a lot of misunderstandings around boundaries, and it's this pushing away rather than this really I am, and fully embodying that and expanding in that and nourishing that. Thank you for sharing about that. Beautiful.
Yeah. My pleasure.
And then Michael Anne, I love this question. We didn't get a chance to go and ask. We didn't get a chance to ask it of you earlier, so I'm asking it now. What is the one habit that can change our lives for the better right now? What's that habit?
Well, I love what Vicki had to say. So perfect. And I would say, when you feel stressed or pressured, the first thing to do is the first step in the exercise that I share in my audio, and that's put your feet flat to the floor, just enough that you can feel your leg and thigh muscles contract. And that's possible to do even if you're standing, whether you're standing, lying, or sitting down. Just make contact with the ground, or the ground as you experience it, floor, grass, dirt, rug, and breathe. That will slow everything down and give you perspective.
I love that. And listeners, we've had these amazing 2-minute moments that you can do this and become fully present, that you can breathe, that you can slow down, evaluate what's on your plate, and choose what you want to bring forward as we transition into fall in a purposeful way, in a way that is supportive of you, that you can become more of who you are, who you're meant to be, who you're called to be, all of who you are, because you are an amazing gift to the world. There is no one else just like you. And my heart's desire in this is that you will give more of you to the world in a way that you're nourished, not in a way that's drained, but that you are fully nourished on purpose, living with purpose, and you are willing to take care of yourself. You are willing to bring the gift of you to the world. That's how we can make the world a better place. Wherever you go, whatever you do, may you always, always, always bloom where you're planted and shine. I look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Women's Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.
Thanks again for listening to the preceding program, brought to you on the Voice America Women's Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the preceding program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.